America was built on the bellies of black women. That's not a metaphor, it's economic. Enslaved women were literally forced to produce children, not for love, but for profit. And Mary Gaffney, well, she found a way to resist. I am Vaughn Frazier, creative brand strategist, storyteller, and writer. And today we're breaking down Birth in a Nation, The Resistance of Mary Gaffney. It's a short and powerful piece on Paramount Plus, and it's about 20 minutes. Let's keep it real. On plantations, a woman's womb was like Wall Street. A child wasn't considered family, it was considered future labor. Enslavers would even take out life insurance policies for girls as young as 9 years old because her ability to get pregnant was viewed as an investment. Think about that for a second. Wall Street traders had stock tickers, enslavers had womb. And the numbers don't lie. In the early 1800s, an enslaved child could be valued at hundreds of dollars, making that tens of thousands today. A breeding woman could be sold for much more because she represented a lifetime of children. So when we say the economy was built on slavery, it wasn't just cotton or tobacco. It was the forced reproduction of black women. Now imagine the trauma. You hate the man that you're told to marry, but massa says make it happen. So your body becomes a battlefield. Husbands and wives are forced to be intimate under the threat of a whip. And if you resist it, like Mary Gaffney did to her husband, she got a real good whooping in her own words. And that creates strife, anger, animosity, because love is no part of this equation. Survival is. And how many children were birthed out of that coercion? How many family trees start with forced coupling instead of choice? That pain still echoes today. But see, Mary, she fought back in her own way. She chewed cotton root every single day. It was a natural contraceptive passed down from woman to woman. That was her saying, you don't control me. She was able to use natural methods to stop a pregnancy before it started. And that's powerful because every child born added to her enslaver's wealth. So every time that Mary resisted or another black woman, it was simply an act of rebellion. And after slavery ended, Mary got to choose her husband freely, and she had 5 children on her own terms because she went from being property to an actual person, from forced laborhood to motherhood by choice. So when you hear of Mary Gaffney's story, don't just think of one woman. Think of an entire economy. Think of the millions of dollars that enslavers made off of forced birth. Think of the generational trauma and families born out of coercion. And think of the resilience of all the many black women who found quiet ways to fight back, some that were never written in the history book. You see, Mary's story reminds us this. Resistance isn't always loud. Sometimes it's a roof, sometimes it's a whisper, or simply the courage to say no, even when massa tells you you don't own your own body. You are watching Frazier's Lounge, and this is the history they don't want you to remember.